Walk into your bedroom right now and be brutally honest. Does it actually look like a place built for a grown man? Or does it scream, "Forgot to care"? Be real. That stained pillowcase, the sad mattress on the floor, the dusty corner with gym clothes from last week. You didn't design a space, you built a holding cell. And whether you notice it or not, that environment is bleeding into your mindset, your sleep, your confidence, and how people see you. If your room feels lazy, chaotic, or straight up forgettable, this is probably why your bedroom looks bad. And no, it's not just about furniture. This video is your wake-up call. Let's fix it. Every solid bedroom needs a visual anchor. Without it, the whole room just feels off, like your eyes have nowhere to land. 9 times out of 10, that anchor should be the bed. But if your bed looks like a sad mattress in the corner, it's not doing its job. Start with a real headboard, wood, metal, or a clean, masculine, upholstered one. If you rent, lean a freestanding option, or DIY, a simple slatted panel. Then add 2 matching nightstands. This triangle, headboard plus 2 nightstands, instantly creates visual balance. Want to push it further? Add a bench at the foot of your bed. It's functional, looks intentional, and finishes the look with minimal effort. Bonus, you finally have somewhere to toss your jeans besides the floor. Finish it off with one bold piece of art above the bed. Boom. Instant centerpiece. Without that focal point, everything else you add will still feel like it's just floating. Speaking of floating, let's talk about beds that are literally on the floor. It's 2025. If your mattress is still on the floor, you're not doing minimalism. That's just loser behavior. You've moved in for over a year, but your bed looks like you crashed there after a party and just stayed. Get a real bed frame. Wood, metal, industrial, whatever fits your style. It doesn't just look better, it's practical. Raised beds allow airflow, reduce dust buildup, and keep your mattress from turning into a bacteria sponge. Bonus, they make your room feel intentional instead of temporary. Want to step it up? Go for a platform bed with built-in storage underneath. Extra points if it doesn't squeak every time you roll over. We've raised the bed, good start. But now, let's talk about what you're crashing into every night. Because your sheets might be the low-key comfort killer. If your sheets are faded, mismatched, or leftover from your dorm days, it's not chill, it's sloppy. Bedding is one of the few things people actually notice when they enter your room, especially people you're trying to impress. So fix it. Stick to masculine, neutral colors. Charcoal, olive, beige, slate. They're timeless and hide wear better. Choose 100% cotton or linen. No polyester blends that trap sweat and smell like a gym locker. Percale for crisp, hotel-like feel. Sateen for softer comfort. Do yourself a favor. Own more than one set. Rotation isn't just for your gym clothes. Clean sheets make your room feel like a retreat. Once the bedding's on point, let's talk about lighting. Because if you're still relying on one ceiling bulb, your whole room feels like a basement. Overhead lights belong in hospitals and interrogation rooms, not in your bedroom. If the only thing lighting your space is one sad ceiling bulb, it's no surprise the whole room feels cold and uninviting. The fix? Layered lighting. Think bedside lamps, wall sconces, maybe a floor lamp if you've got the room. You want soft, indirect light that you can control based on the mood. 2 dimmable bedside lamps with warm white bulbs, 2700 to 3000 Kelvin, instantly make your room feel more relaxed and put together. Throw in some smart bulbs if you want to change the vibe without leaving bed. Just don't bunch them all in one spot. Spread your lights around the room and aim for balance. Lamps should be eye level when seated. Sconces around eye level when standing. Even placement gives the room a calm, cohesive glow. Lighting isn't just about looks. It affects your sleep, your mood, even how you come across to other people. Ever tried setting the mood under a harsh ceiling spotlight? Doesn't work. Give your room better lighting and everything from winding down to date night just feels smoother. Lighting changes how your room feels and how people feel in your room. Want to know what affects the mood even more? The air itself. Most guys overlook this, but it matters more than you think. Your room has a scent, and it speaks for you before you even say a word. It doesn't matter how clean it looks, if it smells like gym socks, leftover takeout, or last weekend's hangover. That's what people will remember. Your space could be perfectly designed, but a bad smell ruins the entire vibe instantly. The fix starts with getting rid of what's causing the funk. Open a window when you can, even just for 10 minutes a day. Vacuum the floors, especially if you've got a rug that traps dust and sweat. A small air purifier is a smart move, especially in city apartments where airflow is limited and outside smells tend to drift in. Once the air is fresh, bring in a signature scent. Diffusers, candles, or incense all work, but pick something with depth. Look for warm, masculine notes: sandalwood, cedarwood, tobacco, amber. These scents don't punch you in the face. They hang subtly in the background and make the room feel grounded. It's not about smelling like a cologne ad. It's about creating a space that feels mature, clean, and pulled together. When your room smells good, it feels more put together. And people, yes, even just friends, notice that. Let's pause here. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What's one thing you used to have in your bedroom that you now realize was embarrassing? Whatever it was, you retired it for a reason. Let's laugh about it and help each other level up. And if you're still debating whether your favorite piece is cool or cringe, drop it below. We'll give you the honest verdict. All right, now let's get into something most guys never even notice, until it's way too late. If your room feels awkward or annoying to move through, chances are it's a layout problem, not just a space issue. Even in small rooms, poor furniture placement, cluttered floors, and blocked pathways can make everything feel cramped and chaotic. Stuffed corners, beds crammed into awkward angles, and dressers blocking outlets or windows all add unnecessary friction. The brain naturally prefers balance and flow. That's why symmetry matters, and why certain setups just feel better. Ideally, your bed should face the door. This layout isn't just an interior design trend. It's rooted in centuries of architecture and even primal instincts. We feel more secure when we can see the entrance. Avoid lining every wall with furniture. Instead, define zones. Your sleep zone, maybe a corner to toss your bag and keys. And if you've got the space, a chair or small table for reading or work. Here's a quick test. Can you walk from your door to your bed in the dark without tripping over a sneaker or stepping on a charger? If the answer is no, your room isn't just cluttered, it's working against you. Rework the layout, and your whole space feels better instantly. We've now covered layout, scent, lighting, and the bed itself. Let's talk about the one thing that's killing the tone quietly: your walls. Blank walls might be fine for the first few weeks after moving in, but if you've been in your place for a while and your walls are still empty, it doesn't look minimalist. It only looks unfinished. Bare walls can make even a well-furnished room feel cold, temporary, and like no one actually lives there. Your walls are valuable visual real estate, and if you ignore them, your room ends up looking like a crash pad, not a space you actually care about. That doesn't mean you need to cover every inch or curate a Pinterest-level gallery wall. Just focus on a few strong pieces. 1 or 2 large-scale items go a long way. Try bold photography, abstract art, a framed vintage map, or even a floating shelf with a few books and meaningful objects. It's not about flexing taste, it's about showing that you have some. Art doesn't have to be expensive either. It just has to feel intentional. And please, hang things properly. No thumbtacks, no masking tape. Use command strips or nails, keep things level, and use real frames. A single well-placed piece says more about you than a wall full of dorm room posters ever could. So now your walls aren't blank, and your room actually looks lived in, not like a spare room on Airbnb. But here's the next step, making it feel like your space. A bedroom isn't just a place to crash, it's a reflection of who you are. And if your room looks like it could belong to anyone, that's a problem. Generic spaces don't stick in memory. They are not relaxing, and they definitely don't make an impression on guests. What's missing? Personality. Not clutter, but character. Add a few personal details that actually mean something to you. Add 2 to 3 items that tell your story. Maybe it's a framed photo from a trip you still talk about, a vintage watch box your grandfather handed down, or a record player you use on lazy Sundays. These small elements tell a story, and they remind you, every time you walk in, that this space belongs to you. Just keep it curated. 3 or 4 meaningful objects beat a shelf full of random junk every time. Without personal touches, your room might look good, but it won't feel right. And that's the real difference between nice and next level. If this video hit too close to home, good. Now go fix your room before someone else sees it. See you in the next one.